We use logarithm properties for a variety of things, and like I mentioned earlier in the first lecture, the third property is the one we use most often because it takes an exponent, a variable in the exponent position, and drops it down in front so that I can actually solve for it. We'll be solving for variable exponents coming up on Tuesday. So what we're going to do practicing today is looking at expanding and combining logs. So in this situation, I have all these logs, and I want to merge them into one word for log. I want to put them all together into one log. Notice they all three have the same base, and it's base 10. So if I recall property 3, this 2 out front is really an exponent on x. This 1/2 is really an exponent on 9. And this addition sign says that I need to be multiplying those results. So when I take a look here, the 2 on x creates an x squared. The 1/2 on 9 does not mean take half of 9. It is the square root of 9, which means 3. And they're multiplied now because of that plus sign. So I've merged them all into one word log. The subtraction sign is division. This subtraction sign means division. And when I merge them all together, I get an x in the denominator. So looking at this, I can actually simplify because all of this is just like a fraction. And I get log. And I always like my coefficient or my number out in front. And an x in the denominator cancels 1 in the numerator. So it looks like I get log of 3x. Now in the second situation, we're going to do just the opposite. We're going to expand this and write out how many times can I write the word log. Now we need to make sure that ln, that we understand that is a log, and the base on that is e. So starting on the outside, I see a 4. So I'm going to use property 3 that says I'm going to have 4 times this whole quantity. And what is that quantity made up of? Well, it's made up of this division sign, which tells me to subtract the numerator from the denominator. So it's going to be the natural log of the numerator minus, okay, in the denominator I have this cube root, so that's going to be 1/3 natural log of the denominator. Well, the denominator is 5x. Well, I'm thinking I can do more with that 5x because it's 5 times x. So we want to write ln as many times as possible. So that's going to be 1/3 times the natural log of 5 plus the natural log of x. So I was able to split those apart because of this multiplication sign. Don't split these apart. That is addition. And what I need to do is probably slip in another parentheses here so the bracket says it's going to be 4 times that whole quantity, and then 1/3 inside times that entire quantity. So you do some problems where you expand and condense.